Shadow Legends.
Reliable, as I will show later in the run, because his decrease attack only has like a, where is Taragi? Taragi, there it is. So his decrease attack only has a when booked 40% chance to place it, so it's not very reliable even with the counter attack. So this is, as we will see later in the run, a point in failure that can happen if he misses his decrease attack, which is why Martyr is important for backup decrease attack on her A3, and and which is why she. I am just going to showcase the run, and then after the run is over, I will go over everyone's gear and masteries. All right, so this is the team comp, as you can see. So Martyr, Geomancer, Ninja, Taragi, and Brogni. And then, of course, we have to set up their AI. So for Martyr, I just put first choice on her counter attack, Geomancer, first choice, second choice, Ninja, first choice on his A3, and then second choice on his A2. We don't want to do A2 on Taragi, and then first and second on Brogni. So, but the comp is not full auto, so we still have to do some manual setup. So I will link the speed tune, the screenshot of the speed tune in the video description down below. So this will be the manual setup. This comp also works on Nightmare with a slightly different manual setup, and I'll also post that setup in the video description down below. So there is a two-turn manual setup up to the stun, then right after the stun, the comp can go on auto. All right, so the clan boss is on Spirit Affinity, so this is the best affinity for this comp since Geomancer will be the stun target. The second best is obviously uh, Magic Affinity. So for Magic, the stun target will be Martyr. So both either Geomancer or Martyr will be the stun target. And this comp will not work on Force, mainly because of Ninja. So Ninja will never work on Force Affinity because if he weak hits, he will not trigger any of his turn meter increasing from his A1 or the decreasing cooldown of his A3. So it will completely throw off the comp out of tune. This comp will obviously work on Void, but the damage will not be as high since most of the damage will come from Geomancer. Most of the damage that comes from Geomancer and Brogni will be halved during Void Affinity. So this is the comp. So this comp works on all affinity except Force. All right, so I will be fast forwarding the run right now. Then I'll come back when the run is over. All right, so we are approaching turn 50 now. So the comp is still lasting. I'm not sure how much longer it will last. Uh, okay, so right there, as we can see, the decrease attack debuff missed on the clan boss here. So it missed right there. So that is the main reason the comp died. Um, if the decrease attack landed there, the comp probably could have lasted maybe a couple more rounds. I don't know, but that is the flaw with this comp. If the decrease attack ever misses on the later rounds, then the comp can just wipe. On the early rounds, it's still possible to survive, I'd say, before turn 40. With my level of gear, before turn 40, they can still survive. But after that, if the decrease attack misses, there's a high chance that the comp will start to collapse. But anyway, here's the team. We did about 90.5 million, easily one keying. Um, with the highest damage dealer in Ninja doing 33 million, Geomancer almost 22 million, Taragi 11, Brogni 14.5, and Martyr doing 10 million damage. All right, so I will show off all of their gear, and then we can take a look at how I gear them and their masteries. Okay, so the first champion that I'm going to showcase is Martyr. So Martyr is geared in lifesteal gear because, as you can see throughout the run, even though the shields, there are shield up and Brogni passive provides the shield, provides a heal through the shield, the clan boss never actually breaks through the entire shield to provide the full heal from the shield. So one the clan boss probably breaks through maybe half of the shield at most, so the heal from the shield is not that much. So after the shield breaks, the champions will not be at full HP. So I have Martyr specifically in lifesteal because she will be the stun target on Magic Affinity. So it's important for her to be full health for the stun, and the same later on with Geomancer. So they have both have lifesteal gear because they are the stun target. So lifesteal gear, then with stats, I have about 4.9k defense, 171 speed, 100% crit rate, high crit damage, and accuracy to place debuffs. She is fully booked. And for masteries, I have her in the standard clan boss masteries with the War Master as well as the defense trees. Since these two masteries doesn't really matter since no one is taking the stun for this, and she already gives counter attack, so there's no point in having counter attack anymore. But actually, now that I think about it, having this mastery is actually good because during the stun, she won't have counter attack up. So when she gets stunned, there's a chance for her to counter attack. So this is a good mastery to pick up. I haven't get this mastery on her, but if you have her fully mastered, you should get this mastery at least. And this one is not necessary. All right, then the next stun target that I was talking about is Geomancer. So Geomancer right here. So Geomancer is also in lifesteal gear for the reasons I mentioned before. And for his stats, have him in about 40k HP, 4.2k defense. So he has high defense because he during the stun there won't be any increased defense up on him. So he needs to have the 4.3, 4.4k defense to have the maximum amount of damage reduction from purely defense. So this include it will reach that amount after Martyr's defense aura. So speed 175 speed. I have him in 100% crit rate because I want him to heal as much as possible. Because he has lifesteal gear, so when he crits, he heals a higher amount, right? Instead of just entirely depending on War Master. Then, of course, enough accuracy to place his debuffs. Fully booked, of course. Masteries is the same standard mastery. So he is in War Master now instead of Giant Slayer. And then this mastery. So as I mentioned before, being the stun target, having this mastery is important. All right. Then next, I will go over Toragi. So Taragi is geared in stalwart gear. So obviously keep in mind the champions that I have is with the gear level of my account. So the gear level of my account is pretty end game gear. So which is why I can achieve these stats. So if you can't achieve these stats, you might not be able to hit the 1 key, but 2 key is definitely achievable. So I have him in 110, 112k HP, 2.5k defense. So this meets the 4.5k defense requirement with the defense aura as well as the increased defense from Martyr. So he has the maximum damage reduction from defense. 173 speed, then I didn't bother with crit damage and enough accuracy to land his debuffs. So he's fully booked. Then for masteries, so I have him in the standard offense mastery. I put him in the support tree instead of the defense tree because he is actually in no danger of dying throughout the entire run. As we can see, he survived pretty well into the run. The main uh, flaw of this run is, as I mentioned, is the decreased attack not landing, which is why I gave him this masteries, having sniper to increase the chance of placing decreased attack, as well as master hexer to increase the duration of the increased attack. Then this other mastery is to help with his healing and his shield. increase the amount of shield that he places. All right, then next I have Brogni. Where's Brogni? Right here. So Brogni, I have him in Savage gear. It's not really necessary, but I have it so he can deal as much damage to increase the shield amount. But as you saw during the run, the shield amount is actually too much, so the clan boss doesn't break through the shield anymore, so it doesn't really matter in terms of damage. But the Savage helps with the Giant Slayer proc, so it increased the damage from Giant Slayer that he does. So with this gear, I have him at about 50k HP, 4k defense, and again, he won't have his increased defense for one of the AoEs because he is the last champion in this speed tune. He goes after Martyr. So for one AoEs, there won't be an increased defense on him, so he needs to have the 4.5k, 4.4k defense after the aura. And then 171 speed, 100% crit rate, crit damage, and that's it. Fully booked. And then the same masteries as before, just the Giant Slayer for Clan Boss, as well as the Defense Tree Mastery. Whoops. And then last but not least, we have Ninja. So Ninja is can be geared with full damage. He doesn't need to have lifesteal or stalwart or any specific gear set, so I geared him fully in damage. So purely in damage after we meet the defense requirement with the increased defense. So with the 2.5k defense plus the aura plus the increased defense, he will have the 4.4k defense minimum requirement for the maximum damage reduction from defense. So once I hit that, I hit the speed that I need for the speed tune, and then everything goes into damage. So I have him in a 6.1k attack, 230% crit damage, enough accuracy, and that's it. I wasn't able to reach the 100% crit rate here, but you should have him with 100% crit rate. So for stats, for skills, I have him fully booked, of course. Then masteries, I have him in the standard clan boss masteries, War Master and the defense tree. So I'm not sure why I have this. Oh, it's for the healing. Yeah, but either this would also work. Either this or this. But as you can see, the run just now, he died together with everyone at the same time. He didn't die any earlier anyway. So yeah. All right, so this is the comp. This is all their champions. Um, if I could show you each of their gear pieces if you're interested. So here are just I'll quickly go over the gear pieces of all my champions. As always, keep in mind that I am end game level, so my gear can be quite good for if your gear is not as good, again, you might not be able to achieve these numbers, but the comp works. So if it's not a one key, it still very well be a two key. All right, so those are the gear pieces of each of my champions. Yeah, so this is just another variation of the Brogni comp that includes Ninja as well as a counter attack. So if you have these champions and you didn't have the champions from the previous comps that I have, specifically the Void Legendary Riho, which is obviously much more difficult to obtain, this is another option. So the only legendary here that might be difficult is Martyr, since it's obviously a counterattack champion, um, as well as Brogni if you didn't do the fusion. But besides that, all the other champions were f free slash easier to obtain. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comments down below if you have any questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you.